rounds at 4 for Vettel, 2 for Verstappen, 13 that makes 13. Nice one, Griffin, not too shabby.
In a few moments' time, we have the green flag, and in front of a capacity crowd, 5 lights are on. It's lights out, away we go. Verstappen does get away well.
The top three here, Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, 13 world championships between them. Count them, down to you. Yeah, well, 7 rounds at 4 for Vettel, 2 for Verstappen, 13 that makes 13. Nice one, Griffin, not too shabby.
In a few moments' time, we have the green flag, and in front of a capacity crowd, 5 lights are on. It's lights out, away we go. Verstappen does get away well.
The top three here, Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, 13 world championships between them. Count them, down to you. Yeah, well, 7 rounds at 4 for Vettel, 2 for Verstappen, 13 that makes 13. Nice one, Griffin, not too shabby.
In a few moments' time, we have the green flag, and in front of a capacity crowd, 5 lights are on. It's lights out, away we go. Verstappen does get away well.
Hello all and welcome into WHF Tier 1. I'm your host for this evening, WHF Farrell, and we're here for round 4 in Las Vegas. Here in the US Circuit, Rio Haas, the first driver out on track. And welcome in one and all into the chat. How's everyone doing? We have a full grid for this evening in Tier 1. And it's going to be an exciting one. We've got 3 different winners in the first 3 rounds currently this season. And will we have a new winner today? Cookie won the opener, followed by Trixie, and Star won a dramatic Azerbaijan Grand Prix last time out. Who will win in Vegas? Will it be a new driver? Will it be one of the current drivers who's already got a win? Could go any way. But the Mercedes of Rio Haas will be the first driver on a lap here. Rio currently P2 in the championship behind Trixie, and he'll be one of the drivers to watch here, as we'll go on board with the Mercedes driver. As MB says, greetings chaps, how is the rest of the chat? Hopefully everyone's well as Rio heads into turn 1, and I'm intrigued to see what kind of lap times the drivers will be doing on this run. As Rio heading into turn 5, even though it really is probably turn 3, but Americans have unique choices at their turn numbers. As heading through the middle sector's got a Ferrari just up the road ahead of him, does Rio Harris. And the Ferrari getting out of the way as Rio on a push as he almost turned in on the Ferrari for whatever reason. As Rio, I think his connection's been a bit buggy because he's being a bit janky as he heads down to the Las Vegas Strip. And I wonder what kind of wings is everyone running here. Las Vegas is definitely one you want to be running low wings, but how low are they running? I wonder if there's anyone on 0-0. But Rio now exiting the final corner. It's been a very smooth lap for the Mercedes driver. And what is the banker going to be for the Mercedes driver? Has been very fast in the races, very fast in qualifying so far this season. And his first banker is a 30.9 as the Ferrari of Stephen Beecham follows him across the line as Starr, who won last time out with a 30.7. He is next quickest on the board. As Hemi Dimes goes P3 with a 30.937. TJ next across the line goes P4. Cookie with a 29.9 in his home Grand Prix. 8/10 out in front, dearie me. As Ritzy into P6. The gap up at the front with Cookie is unbelievable to start off as Ali next across the line in the Ferrari goes to P6. Next behind him is a couple of Haas's. Hitman went to P2. Brilliant lap time there from Hitman. Only recently signed for a Haas, and that is a beautiful lap time for the Haas driver. As I think we'll try and find Trixie, who is our championship leader. Ty into P12, Muller P10, Michael Louis P9, Gordon P7, and Echo up to P2. Beautiful lap time there from the McLaren as well. As Trixie now firing his way through the final sector, and Cookie with an absolutely amazing banker to start here for the Red Bulls. Can he be the driver to watch today as Trixie next across the line, and where will he go? To P5 goes Trixie, 400ths off Starr, just ahead of him. Meanwhile, Kodomatic next driver around on a lap, as Nis is on an out lap as well. Koda runs a bit wide, very deep at turn 12, and that will really hurt his run down the strip, but he may get a tow from the Sauber just ahead, as the Sauber is inadvertently giving Kodomatic a tow. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but either way, Cody gets the help of the tow as he heads down the Las Vegas Strip and into the final corner. Can Cody set a good lap despite his mistake through turn 12? He could still have gained some time back with the help of that tow from the Sauber. And as Cody now rounding the final corner, what lap time will he set as he crosses the line? It's P12 with a 31.612, just 5 thousandths off. As Ty Clear is retired, Ali has got a 5-place grid penalty. What has happened? What's happened there then? No real clue what's happened there between Ali and Ty. Ali got a 5-place grid penalty. Ty's out of the race after just setting a banker. Rio's going to get, Nis is going to get a tow from the Mercedes up ahead. I think maybe from Rio Harris. It might be TJ, not quite sure. I think it is Rio. And Nis now heading through the final sector. I wonder if Rio pushed for another lap. I don't think he has. Or maybe he's going for an extra out lap before going again. As Nis now crossing line goes quickest by 5 thousandths of a second. That's how quick the margins are here in Tier 1. Separated by half a hundredth. That is how close they are. As Rio Harris starting another run here. Although it seems Rio was going to back out, so maybe Rio giving Nis a tow there on the lap. Meanwhile, not the ideal outing for Aston Martin so far. Tied clear out of the race. Ferrari's Ali, the 5-place grid penalty after contact with Ty. We're not quite sure what happened there between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari. But either way, he's out of the race. But, Scones in the chat says, come on, Mike. Ultra Titan says, I think I'll go with 2-0 wings as Hassan's left the session. I'll try and see if I can get Hassan back in again. Hopefully, he's appearing on my friends list. He wasn't earlier. Yeah, he's not appearing again. Hopefully, he's appearing on someone's list. As Ultra on a lap here. Saved a lot of battery to burn down the strip. Will it be effective for the Red Bull Reserve for here for today? As Ultra into turn 12, very late on the brakes, and maybe lost a bit of time. Didn't maximize his exit out of turn 12 to try and have a great run down the strip, but has saved a lot of battery, so Ultra could still have a good lap time here. We'll keep an eye on how the Red Bull Reserve does as he heads down into turn 14. Goes a bit deep though, and will have to recover the remainder of the lap as he charges to the line. And as Ultra up to the line, it is going to be a 33-1 for the Red Bull Reserve. Meanwhile, Ali starting a lap, but will start 5 places down from where he actually will qualify due to whatever happened between him and Ty Clear. As Star next across the line goes to P3, and look how close we are, just 800ths behind Cookie. So close up at the front here. As I believe Hemi Diamonds might be one of the next drivers around in the Ferrari, or in the Aston Martin. So used to saying in the Ferrari, but unfortunately now Hemi in Aston Martin for this evening. As he heads down into turn 14, chucking the wheel in. So he'll try and keep it together, scrapes the wall on the inside of turn 16. And I think he's lost time on that lap, so he'll come in as TJ getting a long distance tow from the Ferrari. And TJ looks to be backing out of this lap as well. Ali up to the line. Can he improve in the Ferrari? Does improve the P9. 3/10 improvement, but as it stands, he'll be down in P14 with that 5-place grid penalty as Mallard on a lap here, along with, I think it is just Mallard, although I think Cookie and Echo and Hitman might be on laps, so I think Hitman might be one of the closest to finish, as I think he improved by a 10th there. Yes, he did. Up to P4 goes Hitman. Echo invalidates as we go on board with them. Someone has jumped up there, not quite sure who, but I think Cookie coming into the pit lane and Star following him in as Trixie out on a lap. Who else do we have out on laps here? Michael just starting, or maybe just finishing a lap, as Mallard half a second to the good. Where can the Williams put his car? Currently half a second would get him ahead of Stephen and maybe even Kodomatic, but if you can find an extra couple tenths out of the final sector here through turns 14, 15 and 16, maybe Mallard could jump up even further. They're still close in that midfield, and Mallard now rounding the final corner up to the line, goes to P13 with an almost 7/10 improvement. Meanwhile, who do we have out here at the moment? I think Trixie might be the next to complete a lap now, and Trixie in the V-Carb comes up to the line and up to P4. And we are so close up at the front. 4/10 improvement for Trixie. And V-Carb having a strong season so far, leading the constructors, but Mercedes not too far behind. But here in qualifying this evening, the Mercedes are a bit behind now. P7 and P10 in comparison to P1 and P4. So the V-Carbs really showing their stuff, as Ollie and Stephen will be next around. Ollie reserving for Alpine this evening. Ollie initially supposed to sign for McLaren at the start of the season, but pulled out, but has returned as a reserve here today. And hopefully for Alpine, Ollie can score well in qualifying. Goes to P13, just ahead of Mallard by a quarter of a tenth. As Ultra might be next around, as Cookie giving Ultra a bit of a tow, but Ultra I don't think is on a lap. As Rio might be next round on a lap. And can the Mercedes improve on P7? And even Luck had a potential win here. Rio is P2 in the championship, but yet to win this season. Could Las Vegas be his opportunity? As he heads through the final sector. But those of you in the chat, welcome in Scones and Ledgeman and MB and D Summers. Get your predictions in the chat. Who do you think's going to put it on pole position? It's very, very close up at the front. 4 minutes left in the session and could go really any way. So close up at the top, as Cookie about to prepare a lap here as well. Hassan, I don't think has got back in again. As Rio crunches the wall. Although, into the pit lane comes the Mercedes. That mistake out of the final corner not going to help him. And I don't think Hassan's actually got back in again. I'm not quite sure. Hassan, if you're listening, go into a time trial and then back out of it. And then try and join again. And then, I don't know why Hassan isn't coming up in my friends. But that is normally the solution. But Cookie through Sector 1 already up by a tenth. Inessa, if you can try and... if you try and go into a time trial and then get in the lobby, that'll be best. And hopefully Hassan can get a lap set. But it's quite late in the day now, as Cookie may get a tow from Stories. 3/10 to the good. And he's got the Williams on a lap, or on an out lap here, and he's going to get a benefit of a big tow down the back, straight down the Las Vegas strip, and Cookie could improve massively here as we head down into the final section of 14, 15 and 16. How much time will Cookie have gained from that tow? We'll have to wait and see as Ultra retires from the session. As Cookie now charging to the line. Where's he going to go? It's Paul with a 29.576. The Red Bull driver, who is a 6-time champion here in WHF. Absolutely flying out there. Meanwhile, Ali and TJ on laps. TJ, it says he's up by 3/10 through Sector 1. Will stay as he exits Sector 1, unless that was talking about his previous lap. Yeah, down by a tenth. That was talking about his previous lap. As TJ finishing a lap, and it will probably be his final run. He's up by a tenth. That could put him ahead of Ali, but can he push a little bit more to even get Hemi down? But there is a bit of a gap to his teammate Rio above Hemi, so maybe Hemi may be the ceiling for TJ on this particular lap, as Hassan has joined again. Thankfully we'll be here for the race, but I don't think we'll get a chance to set a lap, as TJ does get ahead of Ali, but just shy of Hemi Dime's time. Is Star maybe one of the drivers to watch next, but 2/10 down is Star, but he may get a help from Cookie. on a lap here in qualifying. And Cookie helping the Williams with a tow down the Las Vegas strip, and the Star is getting a monster tow here. How much time will he have gained? He was down by a tenth as he heads into the final section. Has he gained any time back with the benefit of the tow? And as we round turn 16, he may even get a minor tow from the V-carb up the road, but can't Star improve here in the Williams as he comes up to the line. Does improve by a tenth. That tow earned him about 2/10 there, as Hitman a tenth to the good here in the middle sector, as Cookie retires from the session. And who else is close to completing a lap? We've got Ali backing out of a lap, and maybe Stephen, currently P17. He's half a second to the good. That could be a big improvement for the Ferrari driver now as he's on the charge to the line. And where can the American go as he is about to round the final corner of turn 17, and up to the line Stephen comes, and up to P13 goes the Ferrari driver. Next it'll be the McLaren of Echo, although he's to 10th down. Does he have any extra time through the final sector as Echo charging to the line? Can he improve? And Echo up to the line, no improvement for the McLaren. And next it'll be the Haas of Hitman, who's a 10th to the good. Can he get ahead of Trixie or even higher? Oh, he lost some time there. Doesn't improve by enough as Ali has retired. As TJ into the box, not improving. As Michael Louis goes P8. Himmy Dimes next round. Where's he going to go? He stays P10. Rio Harris next round in the Mercedes. Up to the line. Where's he going to go? Up to P6. We've got Kodomatic in the Haas, although he's entering the pit lane. Up to the front now. Nis is invalid, but Trixie, can he improve here? As Trixie up to the line, gets P3, a thousandth behind his teammate, who didn't improve. Anything else notable happen? Mallard improves to P12. Gordon next around. Where can he go to? He takes P12 off Mallard as Ollie bends it into the wall across the line. And that is qualifying done for the Alpine. As thank you for the bits, Craig. Welcome into the stream.
No heroics into Sandoval, please. We're in amongst the pack.
But a dramatic qualifying there. Lovely to see. As I just remembered, I need to open
No
that.
heroics into Sandoval, please. We're in amongst the pack.
It's 20. As there you have it, Cookie on pole ahead of. Thank you for the FA MB as Cookie on pole ahead of this. Trixie, Star, Hitman, Rio, Echo, Michael Louis, Ali, Himmy Dimes is your P or is your top 10. Then it's TJ, Gordon, Mallard, Ritzy, Stephen, Ollie, Cody, Ultra. And then Ty and Hassan. As we will get ready for the 5 red lights very shortly.
Hammond! You moron!
As get your predictions to the chat. Who do you think's going to win this one? Currently, Cookie on pole by a good margin ahead of both V cars, but can they challenge the Red Bull driver? We will wait and see. Meanwhile, we've got Star, Hitman, Rio, all quick drivers there as well, battling for a potential win here. But Cookie, a strong pole position, 4/10 clear, almost ahead of Nis and Trixie, who were separated by a thousandth as Rio has lagged out. So we'll try and get Rio back in again before the lobby gets going. As Scone says, Cookie, Nis and Rio take each other out. Mike wins and Star P2. That would be a very fun outcome. But I'm not sure if we're going to see that today, Scones. A lot would have to happen. But anyway, we will have the 5 red lights on in a couple of minutes' time, so make sure to get your predictions in, along with Scones. Scones thinks Michael Louis is going to win. He did get a podium last time out. We would love to see Michael Louis win. It would feed generations, as we're going to try once more to get Rio Harris back in again before we get ready to go, as hopefully the Mercedes driver can get back in and get his car, although he won't have his setup. Hopefully we're going to try and delay, but if anyone readies up, I mean, we'll try and hold the lobby. As we wait for Rio to get in, hopefully no one readies early. And hopefully it doesn't start early, because that would be unfortunate for Rio here in Tier 1. Craig says Rio has the same problem. No, Craig. I think Hassan had the same problem as you, but Hassan has gotten in the lobby, although Hassan didn't get to qualify because of him lagging out. He'll start from the back, but hopefully Hassan can work his way up as we get ready for the 5 red lights. But we're waiting for Rio to get back into the lobby again before we get going. And hopefully everyone waits for Rio to get back in. That would be ideal. Although he won't get the benefit of choosing a strategy or fuel load, so that may hurt him in this one. So Rio may have a difficult race here with his connection issue. But Rio has got back in. And the driver should be able to ready up, although I don't think it'll allow Rio to, unfortunately, select anything. He'll get control of his car, probably exiting turn 2, I would say. But that'll be the best the Mercedes can hope for. He'll be fighting a tricky battle. But nevertheless, we're here in round 4, Tier 1. And we will have the 5 red lights on here in Las Vegas. And they've gone out very early. Cookie and Nisev down to turn 1. Cookie leads us into turn 1. Star side by side with Trixie, as Trixie on the outside. Has everyone gotten away cleanly, as Rio lagging all over the place, it seems, as Hemi on the inside of Rio. Side by side we go round the right-hander here, as Echo on the inside of Hitman, Star on the rear of Trixie, and it seems everyone's gotten away relatively cleanly here, as in the background TJ round the outside of Hemi Dimes. Can TJ work his way through on Hemi? And in the background is everyone surviving well here. Think just about. Hassan is making his way up beautifully off the start, already into P14, as he's side by side with his teammate Ollie for this evening. And everyone seems to have survived somewhat cleanly, as down the inside Michael Louis goes of Mallard right before turn 12, and side by side they'll go into turn 12. Don't want to run too deep, and they have run too deep, and Mallard damage here on lap 1, and that is going to hurt the Williams massively. Michael Louis running too deep, not leaving adequate room for Mallard, and Mallard have to come in early for damage to fix the damage, I would assume, as Hemi gets back ahead of TJ here. As it's been interesting lap 1 is Ritzy. Oh, and Ritzy's around, and Ritzy's spun and facing the wrong way. As Cookie sets the fastest lap, we've got Hassan back on the rear of Ali, who down to P12. As Hassan going to try and get ahead of Ali, but Ali defending. in the Ferrari here. But we'll try and get the tyre graphic up. What's everyone going for? A mixed strategy between the whole field. A lot of drivers going for the mediums, a lot going for the hards as Stephen around the outside of Mallard gets the DRS open and may get ahead here. Could he? Going to try and sneak his way through on Mallard as well, still carrying the damage as that may hurt him as Ultra now right on the rear. Meanwhile, Trixie's lost DRS range from Nis as Nis tries to hold on to DRS range from Cookie, who has a lot of pace in this Red Bull. Can he use it and escape DRS range from Nis here early on as the battle for the lead is looking on the brink here already on lap 2 as Rio back into P7. If he wanted to start on the hards, he doesn't get that opportunity, but I'm sure Rio happy at least that he gets the chance to race as Nis down the strip. Does he have DRS to use? He does. That is big for Nis's races star. Gonna get ahead of Trixie, picks the outside. Meanwhile, Nis still with Cookie, and these two were absolutely battling all last season, and they've resumed their battles here as Nis on the rear of Cookie and down into turn 1. Will he look for a move on the Red Bull driver? He's right on the rear as Nis sets the fastest lap and down on the inside, has a little look on the Red Bull but backs out there as Star into P3 as they're going to try and get back inside touching distance from the leaders, but will they get it is the question as Mallard down to P19. He's going to come into the pit lane and possibly the right decision for Mallard. The damage would have been too much to deal with here. Meanwhile, Hassan right on the rear of Ali. Ali starting the hard, so as time progresses, Ali may come back into the race along with the likes of Echo, Hitman, Hemi and TJ. Everyone inside this DRS train, although Hemi's dropped out of the DRS from Rio Harris, and TJ following the Aston Martin driver very closely here. Meanwhile, Nis is not too far behind Cookie now, and an opportunity down the strip is on the cards here as Nis now exiting turn 12. Does he have the straight line speed and the DRS to get ahead of Cookie? And will we see a move here down to turn 14? As Nis on the rear of Cookie. Is he close enough to go for a move? I don't believe so, but in the background we can see Trixie on the inside of Star. And Trixie getting ahead into P3 of Star. Not fighting that one too much. Clips the wall though. And lucky to escape without damage as Nis back on the rear of Cookie, but not looking for a move, I don't believe, into turn 1. Just a little bit too far back as Rio right on the rear of Hitman and shapes for the inside, but not close enough to making the move, and Rio almost a spin for the Mercedes driver as Ali getting through on Ali and Hassan losing a position here in this kerfuffle. So I wonder, did Hassan trying to make a move and Ali benefited from Ali and Hassan battling here potentially as Nis right up the rear of Cookie here. Cookie recharging through the middle sector, and Trixie going to try and get back inside DRS range, which could be massive for VCarb if they can start working together in this one. Meanwhile, Ty right on the rear of Ultra as we exit turn 5. But if the VCarbs can get joined up again, it could be massive for their race if they can work together to team up on Cookie. But a bit of a rear step out for Nis out of the strip. Does he want to slow a little bit to get Trixie some DRS here? Does Trixie have it? Nis will have DRS. Does Trixie have it? I don't think he does, as TJ gets ahead of Hemi Dimes. Hemi Dimes actually losing to Gordon as well, and Hemi completely off the throttle. What has happened, Hemi? Not quite sure what's happened, Hemi, for Aston Martin. Is Echo battling with Hitman, and a little bit of contact through turn 14, but Hitman now going to try and stick with Star if he can, as Echo right on the rear of Hitman. And the hard runners may lose DRS here, as Hassan back down the inside of Ali. And TJ now battling with Gordon, side by side contact between the two, and Gordon trying to get through on TJ. A little bit of wheel banging, as we also seen Ali and as Hemi Dimes, I think maybe just calling it a day, as Nis now dropping a bit out of DRS range. Hemi Dime's the first driver to retire in this race, as Trixie lost touch from Nis. Nis seems to have lost touch from Cookie, and Cookie out of nowhere has just dropped both drivers behind. Absolute splendid pace on this lap from Cookie. He must have been saving the battery to dump it all one lap, and he's done it this lap. Can Nis get the exit out of turn 12 and stick with the Red Bull driver? Burning up the rears is the V-Carb driver, but I think the Red Bull has done enough now, and the Red Bull now will start to build that gap. And Cookie looking to return to the top step of the podium. Meanwhile, it'll be intriguing to see how Hitman and Echo get on, both starting on the hard tyres here. And inside this lead train, so they'll be on differing strategies to the leaders, but can make a move. Stephen Beecham gets out of Kodomatic as Echo looking for a move here. Stephen into P14 as Ali down to P13. He's not got his hards fired up at the start here at all, as Echo right on the rear of Hitman, trying to put some pressure on as there's a yellow flag out, and I think it's Ultra Titan who has possibly had a spin out of turn 16, and right end plate gone, as Echo right on the rear. Star on the rear of Trixie, as Trixie has lost touch and distance from his teammate. A Star losing the rear. Could that open the door to Hitman right in behind, as Las Vegas is a really tricky track on the rears. The temperatures are a bit all over the place. It's normally quite a cold track, but Star struggling for rear grip. There isn't a whole lot of grip out here, especially through turn 12. A tricky corner as Hitman picking up a 3-second time penalty as he hops the inside curb, and now Echo on the inside, on the outside of the Haas driver, and Echo now into P5 will get the DRS open. Did he? He did. But Hitman can look back down the inside again at Hitman, and Rio will have a great view of this battle as they battle into turn 14. Echo going to back out as Hitman goes a bit deep, and Rio in behind waiting for an opportunity here as Echo makes a mistake, clips the wall on the inside. Star right on the rear of Trixie. He's going to look around the outside of Trixie into turn 1. Yes, he is. Star in the Williams looking for the move on Trixie in the background. Rio's got ahead of Echo as well. Star unable to get ahead, but Rio with a lovely move into P6. Can he get ahead of Hitman here as Echo trying to poke his nose in. Gordon on the rear of TJ as well. Michael on the rear of Ollie. Ollie having a brilliant drive here up into P10. Echo now back on the rear of Rio Harris, but doesn't want to make a move just yet here. Star back on the rear of Trixie. Hitman hits the wall. Rio follows him into the wall. We're here on lap 7, and I could see drivers pitting this lap if they wanted to go to the end, but I would wait more to lap 10, 11 or 12 before going to the hards, although the hards can last very long around Vegas. So we'll wait and see when the medium runners come in. It could be this lap on lap 7, but I think they will try and go a bit longer, but you never know. May see some drivers try and undercut a Star now. Hopping the curb at turn 12. Will have DRS from Trixie, but can Trixie keep behind a Star now with DRS enabled? And can he get ahead as Echo now down the inside? Star on the outside of Trixie as we head into turn 14. Gets through again. Echo through on Rio Harris as Rio down to P7 again. Gordon through on TJ as Trixie back on the rear of Star. Can he get back ahead? Hitman wants to get involved in this battle as Echo a bit further back here needs to get inside DRS range again, as Hitman almost into the rear of Trixie, but Hitman having a brilliant race for Haas here. Currently sitting P5, does have that time penalty though. As Star leads Trixie into the rear of the Williams, almost tapping the rear of the Williams. Had to get hard on the brakes there. And all the drivers checking up as allowed Echo get back inside DRS range. Meanwhile, we've got Hassan and Ali. Ali looking around the outside of Hassan. And booting the rears is the Ferrari driver. But here on lap 8, yet to see any of the medium runners in. I think it would have been quite early if they had come in. I think around lap 10, 11 or 12 will be the ideal lap time to come in. But because the hards are so strong around here, we may see drivers in as early as lap 8 or 9. As Trixie right on the rear of Star, but not looking for the move on the Williams driver. But we're absolutely nose to tail here, as TJ now on the rear of Gordon. Not able to get the move. We've got Ali on the rear of Hassan. These two been battling ferociously the whole race, as Hassan booting the rear again. And Ali going to look on the inside of Hassan. Hassan going to try and keep that position there. And he does, as Ali making a little mistake through turn 17, allowing Hassan back through again. But we're very, very close here. Multiple trains here in Vegas. As we hear Trixie just letting off in behind. As TJ now on the outside of Gordon gets through. And on the inside we've got Ali on Michael Louis. Ali on the outside of Hassan as well in the background. And Hassan going to keep it ahead. But beautiful racing from the drivers here currently. Haven't seen too much drama. Only Mallard really tangled up in drama with another driver. But it's been a much smoother race than we've seen. As Ali right on the rear of Hassan. Hassan leaving the space for Ali. But can Ali out-drag him out of turn 9? That's a very difficult move if he can make it stick. And he has. Lovely move from Ali there into P12. And for those of you who are new to WHF, points go down to P16, so all these positions that the drivers are battling for matters. As I don't know why I changed my accent there momentarily mid-sentence. As Echo on the rear of Hitman again. And are the hards going to start outperforming the mediums here? We're yet to really see a big crossover, but Ali now on the rear of Michael Louis. And Michael Louis side by side with Ali as we head into turn 14, but Ali goes very deep. Michael switches him out of his socks as into the wall goes Ali, and Hassan with damage. Trixie and Ryu into the pit lane, and Hassan with damage here. Ali's going to come in, and so is Michael Louis, and so is Hassan, and Hassan with more damage hitting the rear of the Ferrari, entering the pit lane as Ali has got a 10-second penalty for contact with Ali into the pit lane, which I'm not sure I agree with that, but hey ho, as Ali now on the rear of Gordon. And a bit of drama there between Ali and Hassan. It seemed to be coming. Both drivers appeared to be battling ferociously for position as Trixie gets through on Stephen Beecham, and this could be key in the race. Trixie now has got a dispatch of the traffic here as early as he can. As Kodomatic defending currently, but Trixie being patient and waiting to get DRS down the strip here. On the Haas drivers, he locks the rears through turn 12. And we're playing a bit of DRS games here as Cody doesn't want to give up DRS as he's recharging down the strip, but Trixie now with DRS is going to surely get ahead. Could it even enable Steven to maybe get close? Don't think so, as Star into the pit lane as Hitman and Echo are going to continue on their strategies. What will be better, the medium, hard, or the hard medium? We're still yet to see what will work out in whose favour. But Steven coming in, Ty coming in, Ryu out on fresh hard tyres. We'll see how he can do in clear air. But Star exiting now in behind Kodomatic. And Trixie, can Star get back inside DRS range from Trixie here? We will see. Cody has DRS to help defend from Star. And this may hold up Star as he tries in his bid to stick with Trixie. And this could be all Trixie needs to build the gap to the Williams. As Liam in the chat says, boo Ness, I hope he DNFs. Can see the wars between the Williams team and the V-Carb already starting here. As Star right on the rear of Kodomatic. And 2 seconds now is the gap between Star and Trixie. And Star might try and be patient here. In behind Kutomatic is Echo, back ahead of Hitman. And we'll go back down to Star again, who may get through now, but who is DRS? We'll wait and see. Cody's got the DRS, so we get back through and Star again. Star's going to be a bit frustrated by this, as he may lose a lot in this battle, as Cody's going to back out there and allow Star through, so Star wouldn't be too frustrated with Cody letting him back through again. As Nis comes in now, Cookie's extended those mediums a good amount, so should be able to go to the end on the hards very comfortably. As Nis and Trixie exit the box together, and the V-Carbs now may try and work together here in tandem to try and catch Cookie. And if they can undercut the Red Bull, it could be big for their races. Meanwhile, Ultra losing out to 3 drivers there. Lost out to Hassan, Ty and Stephen, I believe, as Michael Louis getting through on Gordon. As Gordon just exiting the pit lane here onto the fresh hards. And Ali onto fresh mediums. Did he get his front wing fixed? He didn't. So Ali's race is in the bin. He probably will have to stretch the mediums very long. And with damage, it's going to be hard for him to do. We'll see. Can he stretch those mediums to the end? As Ali now looking on the rear of Gordon and catches Gordon napping. And Ali now into turn 12, gets through on the Sauber, as Nis swapping with Trixie as well. But back down to this battle here. Can Gordon get back through an alley? As Cookie now into the box. And Gordon now weaving to get some temperature in his tyres. Michael Louis on the inside of Ollie. Side by side they go. Little bit of wheel banging between these two. Ollie backs out. As Ali now going to try and get through on Ollie as well as we head up to turn 17. Ali right on the rear of the Alpine, almost pushing him through the corner. And will the Ferrari go for a send? The Alpine looking round the outside of the Sauber. And Ali now, joining this battle is Ollie and Michael still side by side. Absolutely ferocious battle in here through the first couple of turns. Still side by side they go. Ollie's got DRS's hit as Ritzy picks up his first time penalty. And Ollie and Michael braking late into turn 5. And Michael, can he stay ahead as Ollie trying to get involved here? And Ollie round the outside of Michael Louis. Does he get it to stick? Yes, he does. Despite Ollie's damage, still getting through on Michael Louis. As Cookie through on TJ. But goes deep at turn 12. Could that open the door for TJ to get back ahead? And maybe even enable Nis to get ahead now. This could be big for the V-Carbs. Hitman swapping with Echo once again. And Nis now with DRS trying in a drag race with TJ. And can he pull ahead of the Mercedes driver? And yes, he does. And now he's going to try and give it everything to stick with Cookie, despite being on the lap. Older hard tyres. But can he use them to his advantage? We'll wait and see. As Trixie now on the rear of TJ. I'm going to pull ahead of the Mercedes driver as Echo comes in here onto the medium tyres. And he's going to stretch those mediums to the end. Meanwhile, Ollie ahead of Ollie at the end of the strip here. Ollie going to try and get back ahead of the Ferrari driver. And since the pit stop phase has started, the battles have gotten even more intense here. And on lap 14, still a lot to play for. Rio on the outside of Kodomatic. Kodomatic just going to let through Rio Harris. Cody on a different strategy, starting on the hard tyres. Meanwhile, Nis may have already lost DRS from Cookie on the fresh hards. Nis going to try and give it everything to stick with the Red Bull, but the Red Bull showing immense pace here in the Red Bull. As Ultra now on to mediums until the end of the race. We'll keep an eye on his progress as Nis making a mistake as Ollie dropping down 2 positions through the middle sector, keeping Gordon behind, but Michael Louis and Ollie both getting through on Ollie. As we've seen a couple swapping here as the yellow flag's out, and it's Rio Harris. Rio Harris in the wall, exiting the strip. And Rio Big drama for the Mercedes driver. And now Michael Louis on the rear of Ali and could look for an alley-oop onto the rear of the Ferrari. But will the Ferrari of Ali get ahead of Rio with DRS as we head down to turn 14? Ali on the inside, going to defend from the Sauber as Michael on the inside of Rio. Side by side they go. Contact between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and the Sauber going to try and sneak through on the inside. A little bit of contact with Rio Harris involved as well, as everyone sneaking on through as the Mercedes going to come in now. As Ollie right on the rear of the Sauber. But dramatic scenes here. TJ into the box as Ollie dive bombs the Sauber of Michael Louis. And Rio, the next driver to retire in the pit lane, as Gordon right on the rear of his teammate as TJ. Fresh mediums for TJ to go to the end here. Can TJ pull ahead of Michael Louis? But Michael Louis back through again, and the battling has been so close here throughout the entire field. As Rio gives up the ghost for the day. But been a very intriguing battle here in the midfield as TJ gets through on Michael Louis through turn 11. As TJ even looking on the rear of the Alpine of Ollie. And TJ looking punchy on these medium tyres. Will Ollie try and play some games here as Ollie right on the rear pushing him. As TJ trying to find his way through the gap. And who is getting through here? There's cars absolutely everywhere, almost 4 wide. We're 3 wide in behind with the Ferrari of Ali on the outside, pinched to the wall. Oh no, massive crash! Massive crash, Ali into the wall. And Gordon just about surviving. I don't know how we've survived, but major damage for multiple drivers there. As Hassan gonna come in, TJ gonna come in. No, they're gonna stay out. Deary me. Cars absolutely everywhere. Ali into P7 as major drama. Down the strip here, Stephen down behind TJ again. Gordon gets ahead of Ali as Michael goes side by side with Ali, wheel banging, and so much contact now. The midfield so close together and everyone battling ferociously. Ollie late on the brakes. Out brakes Michael Louis. Brilliantly late on the brakes from Ollie there. Brave and bold from Ollie, but Ollie carrying some damage here that may affect his race. And I wonder will that see the stewards, his contact with him and Ollie. Not quite sure what happened there. It looked like Ollie was recharging the battery. As Hassan has left the session again. And unfortunately, I don't think he appears on my friends list, so I don't think I can do much to get him back in. Oh, there he is. He's finally appearing on my friends list now that I mention it. As Hassan now will lose out to a couple drivers here. With TJ right on the rear of Michael Louis. And Stephen wants to get involved here as well. As Stephen down the inside of Hassan, but I want Ty Clear involved as well. Contact with Ty and Stephen as Ty gets around the outside of Stephen. I'm not quite sure what's happened there at all. A lot of the incidents here have been quite confusing throughout the midfield. And TJ now on the rear of Michael Louis. But TJ picking up a warning for good measure. But can he get through on the Sauber, who's going defensive here through the middle sector? And the battles have been so ferocious here since the pit stops here. Major damage for a lot of drivers here. As out of the corner, Ty going to get ahead of Hassan. Stephen going to get ahead of Hassan as well. I don't think Hassan is yet to rejoin us yet. Don't think he's yet to rejoin the lobby. And Kodomatic now on fresh mediums. He's going to try and pull ahead of the Alpine driver as well. As TJ and Michael Louis chasing the rear of Ollie. And into turn 14, side by side they're going to go. And TJ punts the rear of the Sauber. And who is surviving? I think everyone's just about survived. Michael Louis escapes with his life. As Ollie now on the outside, but I think TJ now too severe damage. Front wing completely gone as he punted the rear of the Sauber, and it's an awful day for Mercedes, speeding in the pit lane penalty as Kodamatic now on the rear of the Aston. What happened there? That looked very desyncy, but Cody gets through on the Aston Martin. And this has been one dramatic race. And for once, it's not between the leaders. As Cody now on the rear of Stephen Beecham, going to try and pick the outside. Is Cody going to try and find this space on the outside? Not a tremendous amount of space to try and make that move happen, but Kodamatic overtaking illegally off track there. Love to see it. Stephen going to try and get back ahead. And I think Cody letting him back ahead there. Realised his mistake. As Cookie setting the fastest lap is... Oh no, the Ferrari of Stephen goes so deep and invites Kodamatic back onto the rear. As Ty going to try and get involved here as well, as we're going to chase down the strip once again. And can Ty get ahead? As we're both flashing, Ty going to try and find his way through the middle of both cars. Stephen seems to lose out. Up in the front we've got Ollie and Michael Louis, but in the background it's Ty and Kodamatic as Ty through. As Michael going to try and get back through again on Ollie. As Cody on the inside of Ty. Oh, how have they survived? How have they survived? Cody and Ty tapping wheels through turn 17, and they've somehow survived. No idea how. As Hassan's AI boxes Michael back through again on Ollie. We're going to try and get Hassan another invite here if possible. Hopefully he can try and rejoin. But I think he's gone completely offline now. As Stephen on the rear of Ty. This is their battle. Meanwhile, Cody on the fresh mediums now is going to try and look after Ollie and Michael Louis have been battling for the last couple of laps since Ollie picked up his damages. Ollie now lost touch and reins from Gordon. Gordon now looks to have P7 cemented. But a couple of drivers here would be hoping for a late safety car. But whether or not they get it will be a different story. Stephen back on the rear as Ollie looking for the move, but Stephen gets through on Ty as Ollie on the rear of Michael Louis, putting some pressure on the Sauber driver, but unable to make a move stick. As Ty back on Stephen. But here on lap 20, if we look at the battle for the lead, Cookie has built a strong lead over Nis. Nis has built a lead over Trixie. Trixie's built a gap over Star and Echo. Still trying to catch Star on those fresher mediums, but hasn't made many inroads. Hitman's got 2 laps fresher mediums than Echo. Can he battle with Echo for P5? Although Hitman's 3-second time penalty may cost him. As Cody now inside the range of Ollie and Michael Louis. And Cody now currently P11 but looking for a potential P9 or P8 as Ollie seems to be dropping back now. The mediums going longer than he would have liked and also carrying some damage here. Ollie may drop a bit down the order. As Cody right on the rear of Ollie, but too close to the rear. And had to check up, didn't want to run into the rear of the Alpine Reserve today. As TJ getting ahead of Ritzy. As Ritzy trying to hold on onto some points here for McLaren. Both McLaren drivers in the points as things stand. As Cody right on the rear of Ollie. Can he get the exit out of turn 4? And Cody on the fresher mediums. Can he brake later than Ollie? Side by side they go. And Cody, a little bit of contact with the Alpine. As both rears step out momentarily. And Cody now up to P10. And P8 is on the horizon if he can get out of Michael Louis. Ali struggling on the older mediums plus the damage could allow Kudomatic to score a P8 for Haas here, who are having a very strong Tier 1 race. Hitman now on the rear of Akko. Although with his penalty may cost him a position. Well, even if you can get ahead of Akko, his penalty may cost him a position, but still could be looking for a P6 and possibly a P8 for Haas here if Cody can get ahead of Michael Louis and Ali up the road. As we head into turn 5, Hitman down the inside of Akko. And Hitman going to try and get this move done as soon as possible as we go side by side through turn 5 and through turn 6. Who will emerge? Akko going to keep it ahead. As Hitman trying to get ahead, but I'm sure Akko knows all he needs to do is hold up the Haas driver for as long as possible. As Hitman going to get ahead of Akko now. Meanwhile, Michael Louis on the outside of Ali. Side by side they go into turn 5. Michael tries to keep it ahead, but can't. And can. Kudomatic shape for a move around the outside of turn 6. Brave move from the Haas driver. Side by side we go through turn 7. Oh, and a little bit of contact between the Haas and the Sauber. And Ollie got a great view of this battle as Michael going side by side with Kudomatic. A little bit of contact with the wall from the Haas driver's Ollie trying to make his move. And so close already as Akko gets back ahead of Hitman. As yellow flag out. Who's it for? Is it Ritzy? No, it's Akko. Akko contact potentially with Hitman. In the wall goes Akko. And he's lost a position now as he goes down to P6. Ollie now on the outside of Kudomatic. Can Ollie get ahead of Cody, who may have got overzealous on the battery, as Stephen in the background getting back ahead of Ty. These two have been swapping for many, many laps here. And has Cody pushed too hard now? On the mediums, have they hit their limit? And Cody now unable to get ahead of Ali. As Michael Louis now trying to get ahead of the Ferrari driver. As Cody now through on Ollie. As these two wheel bang through the right-hander. As Ollie right on the rear of the Haas through turn 5, really trying to put some pressure on. But the battle over P8 has been a ferocious one. As Michael goes a bit deep, opens the door to Kudomatic momentarily, who's really putting the pressure on. As Cody got back through an Ollie again. Meanwhile, the battle for the podium, Star back on the rear of Trixie here, so the battle for the podium on the penultimate lap has resumed. It seemed to be done and dusted for quite some time, but now it's back on again. Ollie side by side with Kudomatic and getting through. Can he stay ahead as Stephen Beecham's joined this battle? And Michael Louis now going to try and get through on Ali as well. Going to pick the outside of the Ferrari as we head into turn 14. As side by side they go through the right-hander. Ali keeps ahead of the Sauber. And Kudomatic trying to shape for a move As Michael right on the rear of Ali yet again here. We're absolute nose to tail. As Ali goes defensive, Michael round the outside. Ali going to try the switchback, hits the rear of the Ferrari. As the Ferrari goes defensive and tries to outbrake. The Sauber goes very deep. The Sauber looking for the switchback. And can Michael get through? As Ali down to P11. As Kodomatic's got some damage here. As Ali going very deep here. And Ali and Michael Louis get through. Kodomatic through on Ali as Ritzy picks up a speeding in the pit lane penalty. And Ali looking on the inside of Kodomatic here. As Kodomatic on deep contact with the rear of the Alpine. Ali booting the throttle. And more drama with Ali here on in P11. As Stephen Beecham now looking to find a way past his teammate. And I wonder will his teammate let him through, knowing that Ali has the older mediums and the damage. We'll wait and see. Meanwhile, multiple drivers out there looking for the softs. As Nis now holding up. He's checked up a little bit to make sure Trixie can get DRS to keep start bay to guarantee the V-Carb 2-3. Meanwhile, here on the final lap, Cookie has started the final lap. There's still a lot to play for in the midfield. Down the strip we go. As Stephen right on the rear of Ali. Ali may let him through here, and he does just that. Stephen into P11, but can't he gain any other positions? It's Ali on the rear of Michael. Side by side they go into turn 14. Can they survive? As Cody right on the rear. As in the background it seemed like someone was going quite deep there. As Ty going to try and get through an Ali. And can Ty shape for a move on the rear of the Ferrari? As Ty through turn 17 looks on the inside. And Ty trying to outbrake the Ferrari as Aston goes a bit deep, and Ali and Michael Louis as Ali contact with the Aston as Ty going to get through now on Ali. And Ali and Michael Louis swapping yet again. Meanwhile, we're going to stick on board with Star and Nis as have the V-Carbs messed up here as the Williams is on an absolute charge. Trixie may try and box in the Williams as Star almost punting the rear of Trixie as we head into turn 14. Can Star shape for a move as Nis goes a bit deep? Cookie wins. We were too busy watching the battle for the podium as Ali gets a 10-second penalty. As in the background, Star trying a drag race side by side. He goes with the V-Carb round the corner, and Trixie just about gets it at the line. Look how close that was as Hitman will get P5. Ali retires on track as Echo will be next around here in P6. What other battles do we have on the cards? Michael Louis on the rear of Ali as it's the battle for P8 is on. Will Michael Louis go for it down? And turn 14 looks on the rear of the Alpine. Contact with the Haas, and Kodomatic might get through. And Stephen looking on the rear of this battle as well. Can Stephen out-drag the Sauber of Michael Louis as Stephen now down the inside, and Stephen into P10 as we round turn 17. The Ferrari gets it ahead of Michael Louis. Then it's Ty Clear, then TJ in P13. What absolutely dramatic scenes there. Next it'll be Mallard, who's going to try for the fastest lap. I'm not sure if he got it or Ritzy, as it seems Ali and Hassan out of the points. As Mallard crosses the line, Ultra going quite slowly. I think he may have had more contact with the wall at turn 14, and Ultra on his return to tier 1 is going to score 2 points for Red Bull here. And next it'll be Ritzy across the line to pick up a point for McLaren, a crucial point. But what a dramatic ending there. We've headed into the interviews. Nis is here. Nis, how dramatic was that ending? Star almost got Trixie at the end there. You tried to help him, but dear me, that was drama.
Yeah, I knew the win was gone, and I saw that Star was closing in, and I was considering it a few laps before, but it was too close for my liking, but it worked out in the end, so as long as we get the 2-3, I'm happy.
Well, you were lucky to cement it because Star missed out by 200ths. It was so close. Very, very dramatic there. As Ollie is the deserving driver of the day. I can't even remember where Ollie started. Down in P16 up to P8. Cookie gets the fastest lap as Trixie finishes on the podium marginally ahead of Star. So close was it between Star and Trixie at the line, and as Miss says, too close for his liking, but nonetheless VCarb scoring the most points out of anyone here in Tier 1 yet again, and I'm sure Nis is going to be happy with that. Meanwhile, we've got Hemi, who that is really a great account of your race, Hemi. I don't even think we need any words. I think that does it, Hemi. Thank you for that noise. I think that really explains it. But we'll move on to the winner, Cookie. You got a very strong pole lap time, and you were able to build a gap as early as lap 2, I believe. You never really looked back from it, Cookie. How'd that race go for you?
Silence.
Cookie?
Good shot. Wait, sorry, I couldn't hear anyone. Hello?
Oh, we're just saying, Cookie, how'd that race go for you?
Solid. 9.8 out of 10.
We did see you get a tow from Star in qualifying, got you a dominant pole lap, and then by lap 2 you'd already pulled the gap, I think, to Nis, or maybe it was a little bit later, because I think he got back inside DRS range for a bit. But you did say you had to sweat for that one, but how was the race in Hull?
It was good. Yeah, it was one of my better tracks. I practiced a good bit for it when I had time this weekend, so it was a good race. Nothing crazy happened for once, which was appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I just got to keep doing that because I think I'm like 40-something points back. So, yeah, it was a good one.
Well, a very strong race for yourself, Cookie. And as we go to Bahrain after our break week next week, is Bahrain one of your favourites?
Bahrain is my favourite. So, yeah, should be hopefully good again. I won't do a 2-stop like I did last season. Because that didn't work out. But, no, Bahrain is my favourite. So I'm looking for a similar kind of day today where I can just get into a rhythm and break DRS when I save up a little bit of battery and just clean sail off from there.
Yeah, well, thank you, Cookie, and congrats yet again on another win. But we'll move on to Star, who is right on the rear of Trixie to the line there. The podium seemed at a point maybe even P2 was on, with the VCarb seeming to fumble over each other there, but they were just about able to hold on. But Star, how'd that race go for you?
Pretty boring until lap 25, to be honest. It was the same pace as Trixie for the majority of the first stint. We were given and taken in the gap. His undercut gave him the podium today, but it is what it is. I was playing for tyre wear, and one more lap I probably would have had it. But as annoying as it was, fair play to Nis for dropping back. If that was Mallard, I'd have done the same thing. So it's a shit way to come that close to P3. I'd rather be 10 seconds back for P4 if I'm going to get P4 than 200ths. But it is what it is. It was good racing. It was a stint of my life trying to catch up there. So yeah, long day, but it's more points for the OCC, which is the target at the moment.
Well, it was a very strong race and almost another podium for yourself, Star. But as we head to Bahrain next time out, is that one of your favourites?
I enjoy driving it. Am I fast? Nuh-uh. So it's going to take a bit more preparation than usual this time. But from now on, I'm going to have a bit less time because my couple of weeks of time off is up. So I'll just be looking for more of this. For me, if everybody in the tier turns up, P3, P4, P5 is good enough for me.
Well, thank you, Star, and congrats on the P4. It was a very strong outing and almost could have been P2, but the VCarbs did work well to hold on to that position, but nonetheless, good performance. As we'll move on to Echo. Now, Echo, you were battling for P5 with Hitman, but then at a point in the race, you ended up in the wall. What happened there?
Well, coming on the second to back straight, we were side by side going into the corner. I can't remember what turn it is, but there was space given between the pair of us in that corner. But when we had the quick right hander and then the quick left, coming into the quick right hander, there wasn't any space given, and that caused me to go nearly into the wall and lose a little bit of wing damage. And I did get dropped back a little, so yeah, I was pretty annoyed about that since he had a 3-second time penalty, and I was hoping to stay P5, but oh well, I've got a ticket, so I'll just have to see what the stewards say about it.
Yeah, I guess we will, but nonetheless, even if Hitman doesn't get a penalty, still a good performance in P6. We've seen you in qualifying, very strong performance as well. Were you expecting to be that strong today?
Well, I have put a lot of practice into this track the last couple of days. I've been doing really good laps, and I didn't expect to hit that much of a lap in my first banker, 130.4, but the last 2 laps I just could not find any time whatsoever. I was just lacked on pace in my last 2 stints, but yeah, it was a boring race in my opinion, to be honest.
Well, nonetheless, it was still good seeing you battle with Hitman for a good while it lasted, but nonetheless, a good P6 from yourself. But as we head to Bahrain, is that one of your favourites?
It's a decent track for me. Hoping at least to qualify within the top 8 if I have pace. But I've heard sometimes on controller it's hard to get one stop in. I've tried to get one stop in Bahrain many times, but the tyre is just bad around there. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see when we head to Bahrain.
Well, hopefully we'll see how you get on. Also, I'll ask Nis as well. I forgot to ask him earlier, but Nis, last season you won in Bahrain. Are we expecting more of the same this time around as well?
Could hope so, but I don't believe so. Pace has dropped a bit, so yeah, I wouldn't expect the same result this time.
Well, I love to hear confidence, so thank you for that, Nis. As we'll head out here, Tier 1. For those of you who are unaware, we're having a break week next week. It's my brother's 30th, so I'll be busy all weekend. And as a result, because I make the calendar, I also, make the rules for when we take breaks. So we're taking a break next week. But we'll be back. Where Tier 1 heads to Bahrain in 2 weeks' time. Thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please drop a follow. We're also going to raid Miss Nutrix on her way out, who's wearing a Ferrari shirt. So the Ferrari number 1, for those of you who haven't heard yet. Thank you for that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I've been WHF Farrell, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. Helicopter, helicopter.